and would proceed right now to our next speaker, who is Professor Yulong Yin. Professor Yulong Yin is, as I said, professor in Animal Nutrition and Feed Sciences at the Institute of Subtropical Agriculture. Professor Yin received his professorship position at this institute in 1994, and in 2013 he became a member of the Chinese Academy of Engineering. Professor Yin will talk about different regions, similar challenges, the trends in the Chinese swine sector, and just to give you an idea on the size of the market Professor Yin will talk about, it's approximately 40 million sows which are under production in China. Professor Yin, we're expecting your slides, please.
Okay, thank you. I have a little difference from the topic. I talk about the development of pig industry and the nutrition research in China. As you know, what's the problem? What's the go ahead? Go over the first one. No, go back. No. And this one. Oh, this for. As a problem, the figure clearly show. As you know, the Chinese food industry before 1980 is zero. So in China, we have no food industry. But over the last 30 years, in 2007, China's food industry is the biggest one. It's about 155 million tons. It's over the U.S. And also for the pig, I talk about the feed industry. World the feed industry is still very quickly, very fast. But the problem is now as low in after 2007, 60% of soybean imported from the U.S. or the Brazil, and also the energy sources of food about 30 or 40 imported from Australia and the U.S. So the China's now the problem is the very shortages. The energy food also for the protein. This ever low. So this is a challenge for China food industry development in the future. As you know, in 2013, the Chinese food industry is decreased about 10% as the 2012. This food industry is a problem. Also, the second I will introduce the overview of the China swine production. Now, before, as you know, in 1980, we have only small scale the farm. But after the 1980s, especially in recent years, we have the three systems. The first is the intensive pig farm, and also the smaller size pig farm. For example, one or the three pigs is also about is the main about 40%. The smaller size pig, especially in the United areas, countryside. The third farm system is the backyard pig farm. This means the bigger, the pig size is the larger than the smaller size pig farm. So in China, we have the three pig production system. The largest one is still the smaller size pig farm. This figure shows the annual production finished pig and sow numbers. As we see, from 2001 to 2012, there's no, the figure is almost the same. Especially in 2012, the sow number and the finished figure is a little decreased as we see the production in this year is decreased about 5%. The top 10 provinces in the pig production is mostly in the first in Sichuan, Fulan, Henan, Shandong, Hebei, and Guangdong, Guangxi, Hebei, Jiangxi, Yunnan, and this is for the province. And the second of the top pig producer in China is the biggest one, as you know, is the Wensi in the Guangdong province. And now the second one is the China Green and Oil Produce Company. And the third is Zhenbang, is in the Jiangxi province. And the fourth is the Zhengda, this is from Thailand, the company. And also from New Hope Group, as everyone know, and also for the larger one is Moran from the Henan province. And also a larger one is from Fulan province, New Hope. This is the top pig producer in China. This table shows the importation of breeding pigs. In China, the biggest one is from the U.S., and the second, we import a pig from the breed for the second is Canada, and then France, the UK, and Denmark. This figure shows in 2012, we have imported the 5 million tons of pork meat from compared to the 2012, it's the increase about 12%. It's mainly from the U.S., Germany, Spain, and Canada, and Denmark. But in China, we also is very rich in pig breed. The very famous one is the Min pigs, is black pig, and another one is the Highland pigs. Highland pigs is from the south of China, Min pigs is from north of China. And we also have the Tibet small size pigs, and Tai pigs, this is small size. We also have the Jinxi pigs and Xi'an pigs. So we have very rich resources of local pigs. But the problem is how we to use the Chinese pigs for especially for the reproduction. This is the Chinese. And then I introduced about the Chinese animal nutrition research. As you know, in China we are very pay attention about the non-traditional feedstuff used, because we wanted to replace the traditional food, especially we wanted to less import the soybean and the corn from out of China. In China, we have especially we established the foodstuff database especially for non-traditional foodstuffs. For example, we have measured the 55 of the Chinese non-traditional feedstuff allergy and amino acid availability with the in color technology. This is a database. And we have also renewed the database based to in digestibility. We also studied the starch, especially for the allergy sources. We studied the LSP non-carbohydrate starch concentration in the different of the non-traditional feedstuffs. Also for the starch, we wanted to use the Chinese local allergy sources, so replace the corn. This is a database for the different allergy sources for the starch supply for pig production. We also studied the availability, the digestibility in different Chinese grain and other tubings. And also studied the different of corn, for example, rice, and sticker rice, and regular rice, and resistant starch, and also for the corn's digestibility. We found different sources for allergy. The available allergy is different, but also affected the amino acid digestibility. This is the reason why for the pig's product is the difference. We found, for example, for Yulong Yin, is the difference. The best result from the maize allergy starch, and then the rice, and the sticker rice, and also the resistant starch. This is too much. I want to talk about it. Also, we have before the pig's diarrhea, we have studied the function, amino acid, and the intestine health. We have do some many work. We found that arginine enhances the intestinal development and express visceral intestinal growth factors in piglets. This figure shows the arginine stimulated peripherally and prevent the induced death of intestinal cells. We found that supplementation with arginine may increase cell multiplication and migration. This figure shows it's clearly we supplement the different arginine. The cell multiplication and migration is quite a difference. And also from the cell culture, we found the arginine supplementation is the increase the cell multiplication. This polygon also we have found that this kind of polygon. We found that the supplementation 100 ppm or the 150 is increase the Yulong Yin and also improve the fully the food gain and the performance. This a larger one is we studied the arginine about the intestinal microflora balance. This figure is not show. We have the arginine can affect the microflora, reduce the jejunal and the linear E. coli population, but this figure is not show. Also, this we have repeated with arginine reduce the mortality and the number of E. coli numbers at the intestines of the E. coli infected mice. So we can conclusion from our experiments that arginine subpopulation changes the intestinal microflora, contributes to the impact of the action of the NAKB and MPK and PKA signaler pathway. This is a repeat. This is for the with the mice. We can see supplementation with arginine is reduce the abortion rate, also the increase the survival rate of leaflets. This is also for the data glutamine. We found that glutamine improved regress calm mice infected with the type 2 porcine cecal virus. This figure shows for the lung and also for the liver, the infection is improved by the supplementation with the glutamine. Also, we have studied about the arginine function amino with the mycotoxin. We found the supplementation of the arginine reduced the DON, the mycotoxin, the negative effect, especially for the denigine and or the food duration is improved by the arginine supplementation. This is the figure shows the morpholase, junior morpholase. By supplementation, arginine is improved the morpholase by the mycotoxin effect. This is a repeat about the glutamine or the arginine supplementation about the mycotoxin infection. This is now we can summary conclusion. The successful of animal trial has a clear domestication, the single phase and the protection application of function amino to cope with mycotoxin in feed industry. So according to our research, we recommendation especially for wing pigs, for the arginine, glutamine, and glutamate, and also proline requirements. This data papers is useful for the producer. This is for the winning pigs, and this is for the green pigs, the finished pigs for improve the pig meat quality. This we also studied the sow is for the special condition for the function amino acid requirements for the sow. And this is my speech. And also we have announced the animal nutrition. And welcome everybody to send the papers to our journal. This is the international journal. And the journal editor-in-chief is me, and also from Professor Mingin Chod, he's from Australia. And also welcome to our conference in our province. It's a very famous national park, Zhangjiajie. It's August next year. We have a conference about animal nutrition and environment. Welcome to our conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Yin. A huge market, a growing market for swine production, and also a quite scientific floor on which people work in China in the swine industry.